Got 5, 16, 19, 21, 33, and 10. Check results. You remember?
What a day, Dr. Way. Hello. I feel like I've been smited. I got too smug. I Icarused it, mate. I Icarused myself. I flew too close to the sun. I deserved it. I got burnt. It almost killed me. I was talking about Twitter, the whole dream situation, and I was like, you know what? Twitter, everyone gives it shit for being this. Oh, it's so toxic. Oh, it's the worst of the social medias. When people talk about social media and how social medias are plague and it's bad, I get there's bad aspects of all of it, but I feel like people are mainly just talking about Twitter. And all their examples are you know, we're talking about Twitter here because, I think ultimately, like Instagram, YouTube, you know, I feel like these are mostly good places. There's bad content on YouTube. I guess it's subjective that. But you watch what you want to watch, and ultimately, it recommends you stuff you'd usually want to watch for the most part. You see what you want to see, you know. And Instagram is very harmless. Like the idea of being young and getting infatuated with the likes. Is that the right way of even wording that? But getting obsessed with likes and letting that be a thing that dictates your mood and stuff. Obviously, that could be unhealthy if you use it that way. But Instagram, for the most part, it's just a place where people post pictures, and it's just very harmless. Twitter, I was like, you know what though, it's not that bad. Yeah, you can get into there's some so that you can get into some F1, not F1, football Twitter, this and that. People talking about this and that. But if you're just in there to watch, you just want to watch the world burn and you don't want to actually contribute. It's only really toxic if you're getting involved, just arguing with 14-year-olds on Twitter, right? But if you just want to know what's happening, see this, see that, it's fine. I said that, I put that into the world, and then the gods heard that, and they laughed. They laughed because the day after I said that, being on Twitter, obviously still not tweeting or anything, some of the most infuriating stuff, just the most infuriating shit ever. And it's all stemmed from, if you don't know, you're going to get to know right now, the Nella versus Fred debacle, right? I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, a reality TV show that airs in England, but probably other countries as well. And they get a bunch of celebrities, chuck them in the jungle in Australia. They got it's not really a survival show, They do challenges which are you'll do little trials where you're covered in bugs and you've got to collect stars. Each star is how much food you're going to get as the meal in the evening. And then you just live in camp. You're in the middle of the Australian jungle and it's televised. That's the show. You're in there for I don't know how long, but till you get voted out. And Nella, 26, sort of internet, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok kind of personality. Probably switched over to the mainstream a little bit here and there. I'm not sure. I haven't really kept up too much of her career, but she's successful. And then Fred, I actually don't know what Fred does apart from he hosted a reality show himself. Well, he wasn't really hosting the show. He was the host in a restaurant of a dating show, and he might have done other stuff. I know his daughter's an Olympic diver. There's other things. I don't know what Fred's got going on in his wheelhouse. I've not really looked into Fred too much, but basically the inner core, right, of this son is basically Nella's father passed away a couple years ago. She was opening up about that to Fred, this character in the story. Fred, by the way, he's around 50ish. She's around 20ish. Fred's oh, okay, he's listening, he's learning, right? That happens. A night later or something. By the way, I've not watched a single bit of the show this year or for the last few years. But you kind of just know everything because people are so so live through reality TV. Oh, reality TV is this thing. I can't even watch it. If someone's got reality TV on and I walk into a room and they're watching it, that brain rot crap is I'm not a boomer like that. Reality TV is just another type of entertainment. I really don't care about reality TV in itself. I think it's actually fine. It's the discourse that comes around it and the drama, the taking everything so seriously. People who go on reality TV, they're either put on a pedestal as this perfect person. We need to make sure they get brand deals when they come out of it. Oh my god, slay queen, you're the best queen. Or you're the complete other end of the spectrum. You know, you're the antichrist, and people like go on. I'm not just talking about like you know, people making jokes and memes about you. No, that's I don't give a fuck about that. So people who live tweet through every episode, like just vindictive and like shit, like they know these people based off of very trivial disagreements. Disagreement being like like I don't know if trivial is the right word, but the next day they're like cooking and Fred's like, I'm old as fuck, and she's like, no, you're not that old, and he's like, yeah, I can barely see, I'm old as shit. He's like, how old are you? And he's like, oh, like 52. She's like, oh, that's not that old, and he's like, yeah, that's pretty old, like I'm a lot older than you, I'm old enough to be your dad. And then she's like, well, no, you're not. My dad was a lot older than that. And he's like, of course I am, I'm like 52, you're 26. And basically she was offended because she was talking about how she lost her dad the year before, and she was kind of like interpreting that as like Fred personally saying like, oh, I could be your dad or something, like, look at me, I could be your dad. When really he was just saying it in like a sense that I'm old, I'm 50 something, you're 20 something. Like mathematically I could literally be your dad very easily. That's how old I am is the point he was trying to make. And then he apologized if he made her feel that way, I guess. And then she didn't accept the apology really in that moment. But she said, well, she said accepted it, but said we can't really get on after this. I accept it, but you know, not going to be mates. Which, you know, whatever, we're in the jungle, you're like WH. Of course you're not going to be mates, but to say that is kind of like weird. And right, and even though I disagree with that, he's apologized for something which I don't even think was wrong in the first place. But if it's for how you feel, then sure, I apologize if you felt that way, right? But even though, right, that's what I think about that. I don't then make it my whole personality that I think Nella is like this awful person, and like everyone in this generation it's ruined because people like her exist. And then every interaction from that point afterwards, I delve into and clip up and put on YouTube with some long paragraph about why this and that. Like people live tweeting about a reality TV show, right? About people off of little clips here and there and little arguments. You could have an argument with someone about something so simple, and because you're on, you know, the wrong side of it, everything you do from that point, you're a narcissist now, you're a manipulator, you're all this type of shit. And it's just like, and aside from, right, oh, it's damaging, you know, people might see that, the person you're tweeting about is going to see that and they're going to feel depressed about it, and that might fuck them up mentally. Aside from all that shit, the way it makes you look is just insane. That every day, because it comes on pretty much every day at like 7 o'clock, you're there watching it live, and it's like your whole being you put into this, and you like feel everything as you watch it like so deeply, and it's like, it just fucking baffles me. And in every way, people acting like she's the fucking devil, like I'm like, oh, I disagreed with that, oh, I'm team Fred, but then that's it, and I move on with my life. I don't think about it much, I didn't even watch the episode. People like carrying that with them, right? And making that the whole thing, that's just crazy. Relax. But at the same time, I saw like Cole Anderson, he makes like TikToks and stuff. He's like you know, young TikTok comedian kind of guy, podcast, that kind of wave. He made like a TikTok. I didn't watch it, but I could tell it probably wasn't that funny. Like it was like pretending to be Nella Rose in the jungle, and basically obviously pretending to do what she did in that scenario, but I'm assuming he just exaggerated most of it and was like being over the top, and that was the humor there, right? Was just exaggerating the already what seemed ridiculous reaction and then making that the TikTok. Is fairly simple. People who find the TikToks funny find it funny, and people who don't find it funny don't find it funny. A lot of people didn't seem to find it funny or whatever. This guy, right, whether you find him funny or not, making TikToks about something, being over the top, you know, exaggerating the scenario, and that's the joke, that's a TikTok. Getting so pressed about that, again, taking that so deeply, and like some of the stuff I've seen tweeted about that, like I don't want to see this either. Like, this is the thing, I've never once searched into my search bar, I'm a celebrity, or like Nella, or like any of these things. It's just, or any of these profiles, do I follow any of them? But I just have to see the discourse all the time, and then you're just scrolling, it's just part of it, you can't help, you read through these things, and it's just like, for some reason it just bothers me. I get it sometimes if it's like just straight up, like, there's obviously a line, and I know he's not like Ricky Gervais, right? He has worked with Ricky Gervais, actually. I think he did like a cameo in like his show, but like he's not Ricky Gervais, right? But when like someone who is like a comedian, and I know this is like laughable, it's TikTok, whatever, right? But when someone is a comedian, an aspiring comedian, whatever, that's their job, or even anything, and you tweet stuff black and white like this is not funny, full stop. Sorry, I didn't know you was the amusement police or whatever. I didn't know you was the president of humor. You decide. If I've not even watched it. If I watched it, I probably wouldn't laugh. But I'm not just gonna tweet, "This is not funny." Full stop. And then like people, because they've seen this TikTok. A lot of people, maybe the first TikTok of his he's ever seen, right? They then go through his like Instagram photos and take things here and look through all his pictures and like do deep dives into the person and then absolutely tear him a new one, like insulting him in this way, that way, this way, that way, because he made like a minute long TikTok making fun of something that a day ago everyone was also making fun of. Um, and it's like I don't like watch his TikToks. I have no reason to defend him really, but it's just like people being over the top and being out of order, you know, towards him because you thought he's being slightly out of order. It's like you're pushing way further. It's like if you don't find it funny, you don't find it funny. But, he has a platform. People find it funny. You don't find it funny. That's humor. That's the thing. It's like it's like when I was in cinema, and usually young kids would do this, so it's fine. But like sometimes older people would do it, and they'll walk out of a film either halfway through or maybe at the end, and they'll be like, "I didn't like that film," and I'll go, "Okay," and they'll go, "Can I get a refund?" And I'll go, "Well, no, not because I'm a job's worth and I don't want to give you a refund. I don't really give a fuck. I would have to just send you to the manager, and because he's the only one who can give refunds, and he's going to say no anyway because you can't give refunds just because you didn't enjoy the film. If you sat and watched the trailer, you went to the film, and then you sat and watched it, you're not going to get a refund for it because you didn't enjoy it. That's not how it works. If you went in there and something different played, a different movie was playing, right, not what you paid for, or like the screen went black, yeah, sure, you can get a refund, right? My point is that if you like, it's like food as well. You either like the taste, you don't like the taste. You go and see someone who's like trying to do a comedy thing, and you watch it, you might see some of the other stuff and you might check it out, and you watch it, and is it him? Yep, that's him. Yep, he looks like him, he's doing the jokes he usually does. Yep. And I don't find it funny. Okay, don't watch it again and move on. It's like, he's got to stop. He is not funny. If that's the case, why does he have like over 1 million followers and however many likes of people commenting saying, ha ha ha, this is so funny? It's like, clearly you are wrong. You are wrong. Not because he is funny and that's why you're wrong, but because you're saying he definitely isn't. That's why you're wrong. Because the person who says he is and the guy who says he isn't, it's like, no, I find him either yes or no. And it's just like, I have been so just frustrated for, I don't even know why, for just these, like, I don't, it's not, parasocial isn't the word. It's just like this weird, like, connective, like, people who watch stuff and just feel so like connected to this reality TV they watch as if like that's their friends they're watching on there, or that's them in there, or like it's that fucking deep. And like the people in the scenario in the first place who probably don't even give a fuck anymore, right? But just, it's like, I've seen arguments of people defending Nella that take it too far and are just annoying. People who are going at her take it too far and annoying. Both sides, all sides of the fucking thing, like a fucking sphere, every single fucking direction you can think of. And it's just like, this happened, by the way, like days ago. And why are we tearing people apart from every side of the thing? The people in the scenario, the people talking about the scenario, this and that, people in the same age bracket as this person because of a little scenario that happened. It's like, oh my god. There's a scene in Gavin and Stacey when Stacey's sitting in Gavin's house and Pam walks in, and Stacey's telling Pam about her day, and Pam's like, Stacey, can I just stop you there, mate? You want to get yourself a life, Stacey. You want to get yourself a life. And it's like, I don't have a fucking life, really, I work a very boring job very sporadically. I spend most of my time in these four walls. I should probably get out way more. I should probably go live more of a life. I should probably travel more, this and that. Well, I'm not trying to like, But when I say get a life, I just means in terms like live your own life. And I don't mean get off social media and smell the fresh air, do the fuck you want. I just mean, why do you spend all of your energy pouring fucking what you think are really sassy, witty fucking paragraphs out to Twitter as if you're the president of what is right? It's just like people who have that thing. It's just like, I don't know why. Sometimes I just read and I ignore it, and other times it just fucking bothers me. And today I spent 15 minutes just to get off my chest, and it was fucking bothering me. Because it's just like, and this it's not even so much about this. It's just this non-stop. It's like the dream thing, which, by the way, I watched a video on the whole dream thing, and there's basically no proof at the moment for any of the stuff he's done. But just like people, even in that, and I don't like Dream or know anything about Dream, but just like the sense that people just like go on there with like the purpose of spreading bullshit. No, it's not even that. That doesn't even piss me off as much as like trying to cancel someone for not even doing anything deep, or like everyone's on a high horse, or everyone, everyone's farts don't smell, and it's just like it's like this is the type of thing that can only annoy you with old age, I reckon, which is a shame, because every time I feel annoyed by this kind of thing, it makes me feel bad. So I'm like, oh, I must be getting old. But it's like, just fucking chill, mate. It's not. It's fucking reality TV. It's fucking real. It's like, when people love football, like I saw a video of a young Boca Juniors fan or something, and he's like speaking in Argentine. Is that even a language? He's speaking another language, South American, and he's like, me, I sold my Xbox, my games console, so we could pay to be here. My dad, he sold his motorbike so we could pay and we could be here at this game. Cause look around, do you see football? Like, what I mean? They fucking love it, right? And you go up to them and you say, it's just a game. Obviously, to an extent, I guess health and stuff and family or whatever, that kind of thing is more important, right? Shelter, right? But if you're going around to people and you say it's just a game after their team's lost or won, that's gonna bother them, because to them it's not just a game, it's their life, and it bleeds into their life and their families and this and that and their relationships so much. So that is actually a good point you could say for that. People take that, it seems like, and have the same kind of reasons when it comes to reality TV, like as if like it's just reality TV, and then they would have the same reaction. It's not just reality TV. This bonds people together. It's like if you're passionate about reality TV, but like how some people are about sports, I can't tolerate that, mate. Watch it, enjoy it, that's fine. Have a little chatter about it, maybe a little debate about it, but we got to stop it there, please. It's insane, mate. That's all. Do what you want. I don't really give a fuck. But
Here with the kids, and I had like 3 kids, and the geezer was probably on like maximum 20 bags a year. Like the most boring bloke you'll ever meet. Like,